Every morning, we rise, ready to meet our human potential, to take that next incremental step, to do the hard work that changes. Set in our preparedness and confidence in that moment when you know, I've got this. And then we rise. Each of us, all of us. We rise as passions coalesce in research, art, athletics, and beyond. We rise to the challenge of inquiry and discovery through undergraduate research and hands-on learning. We rise through the personal attention of a small college, fueled by large university resources. We rise to the need for listening across differences, teaching the art and the act of conversation. We rise to the sounds of a vibrant, diverse, and culturally rich city, and we reflect it. At Trinity University, we recognize that you are here because you are ready to rise. And through a love of learning and a life of learning, we will challenge you to always reach beyond the horizon. Because your future awaits.
It's the final match of San Antonio SAA Pod Play here in weekend 1 of Trinity's new era in the SAA. It is the Trinity University Tigers taking on the Rhodes College Lynx here in the late match, although 1 o'clock is a little early to be calling a late match, but we did have a match earlier, so by definition it's the late match, I suppose. I'm Reed Rosales, joined by Jade Schoenberger. And Jade, the Tigers looked dominant in both their matches yesterday, looking to continue that dominance today.
Yeah, absolutely. Tigers executed really well yesterday. 2 solid wins to start their SAA conference competition, and they're looking to capitalize here today to finish off the weekend with another win.
Rhodes coming from Memphis, Tennessee. It will be number 7, Caroline Short, to start us in the serving department and serve us into this match. And we're underway. First serve, it's a tough one. Tigers throw it over. Back set, first attack from Rhodes, and that'll be a kill. That's number 14, Isabella Katinsky, sophomore out of Midlothian, Virginia. Puts the Lynx up by 1. Next serve from Short. Another tough serve receive. And that will be another point for Rhodes. So some tough serving by Caroline Short, giving the Tigers some difficulties early on.
Tigers had a slow start in the morning match yesterday, but really executed well in their second match against Center. See if they can pick up the pace here. And with that, a quick side out. Tigers on the board. Current score 2-1 in Rhodes' favor, but Trinity has the serve. It's going to be Jenna Rodriguez back there, getting ready to go, with Taylor Starr back in the middle. Passes up. Right side opportunity is blocked. Coverage. Smooth throwing it over and out. So that will be a Tiger point, tying things up at 2 apiece.
Trinity quickly making up that deficit. As the bottles hit the seats in Calguard Gym. Rodriguez gives another great serve. Back row attack from the Lynx, much too tame. Swing from Taylor Starr out of the middle. It's kept alive. Attack from Samu. Good dig by Bryn Bishop. Go to Watley for the attack. A great dig by Olivia Wiseman. Samu another swing, but they're going to call it in. So kill for Izzy Samu. Misjudgment from Jenna Rodriguez. It is Rhodes 3, Trinity 2. That'll send back Hope Worley. Serving it quick. Back set to Pope, the tip. And that should be called a double. Call lift. Either way, same outcome, Tiger point. Josie Dayer and Connolly McWilliams will mark the double substitution for Trinity. McWilliams will stay up front while Dayer goes back to serve.
Josie Dayer back to serve. Had some pretty solid execution behind the service line yesterday. We'll see how she does today. Float service up, passed up by Wiseman. Right side opportunity here, cross court, dug up by Dare. Outside opportunities picked up by Wiseman. Out of the back row, a tip thrown over. Conley McWilliams cross court will score.
So Trinity taking the advantage momentarily. Another serve from Dare on the way. Rhodes 7-7, splitting yesterday's conference opener. They beat Center, but got swept by Barry. Another tough serve from Dare. Swing out of the middle from Rhodes, picked up by Trinity. And Reagan Watley gets the kill. 2-point lead for the Tigers. They take advantage of Reagan Watley's raw power. Josie Dayer, another opportunity to serve. It's on the way. It goes in a tough location. It'll be a free ball for the Tigers. They are quick setting Taylor Starr, and that'll be point for the Lynx, all net. on that swing. So perhaps a get out of jail free card there for Rhodes, because the serve receive did not go so well for them.
I believe that's going to be pressed back to serve for this 6-2 rotation for the Lynx. Serve is up, passed up by Bryn Bishop. Josie Dare going all the way to Watley on the outside, going cross court, picked up by Wiseman. Out of the back row short. Double block, and that'll be a quick side out for the Tigers. It's going to be Marissa Drange subbing back in for front row for Bryn Bishop. Reagan Watley back to serve. Front row is going to be Drange, Kylie McWilliams, and Starr.
Serve from Watley. Wiseman with the good serve receive, running the slide, and that'll be down for the kill. Rachel Clark, credit the kill to her, the 6'2" middle blocker out of Huntsville, Alabama. They ran that play several times yesterday against both Berry and Center. And that'll be a freebie for the Tigers. Always take a service error. Taylor Starr will go back to serve. Lauren McCarthy back up front.
Tigers currently up by 2 here in set 1, looking to push further with this lead. Passed up by Wiseman. Save, and then a tip thrown over. How will the Tigers use it? Going to be Watley out of the back row. That's picked up. Short saving it. A free ball is not going to go over, so that will be a Tiger point.
So another serve upcoming from Starr. Last 2 teams in San Antonio. Berry and Center already played their match, likely already at the airport. Swing is dug up by Taylor Starr. Watley gets the kill out of the back row. Trinity now really cruising, 9-5, timeout Rhodes. It is Trinity 9, Rhodes 5. Our graphic is a little off currently. And I do believe our stats are off currently as well, so.
Current score 9-5 going into the timeout. Again, that was a timeout called by the Lynx. First timeout called here in set 1. So far, a pretty solid start, especially from the Tigers. We're down a couple points at the very beginning, but bounce back, and now they're getting into their groove. Watley really executing on the outside, whether that be in the front row or the back row. Some nice, strong offense from her. So far, Tigers doing a better job of keeping the ball alive, and we've seen, unfortunately, maybe a few too many errors from the Lynx, leading to the deficit there.
You can see over in Atlanta, last match over there as well. Host schools getting the advantage of playing the last match. In this case, it's Sewanee and Oglethorpe. Sewanee with that one set advantage. Been an exciting opening weekend of SAA play. Of course, next weekend, all the teams will be in the same location as everybody heads to Berry for what they're calling the SAA Megapod. Everybody plays because Berry has multiple volleyball courts. Could have that here as well. Trinity with Webster Gym have several courts ourselves.
Service up by Taylor Starr, and that's going to be an ace out of the timeout. Trinity will extend their lead, currently 10-5, so first to 10 points. Mentioned that as the Trinity coaching staff likes to have their team focus on each 5-point chunk, so first to 5, first to 10, first to 15, etc. That serve's going to be a little bit long, so side out that the Lynx were looking for, and that's going to send Wiseman back to serve. With Worley back in the front row.
We'll be sure to update you on the score as much as possible as our people in the stats department try to figure out what's wrong. Swing is out. No touch up front. Much to the chagrin of Caroline Short. Be 11-6, Tiger advantage. Kendall D. Ravel and Courtney Pope. Double substitution for Trinity. D. Ravel back to serve. Courtney Pope up front. Dangerous up front for the Tigers. But Lynx get a freebie. D. Ravel serving it into the net. 11-7, double substitution for the Lynx. That is number 14, Isabella Katinsky up front, and number 17, Emma Clark, going back to serve. Clark, the junior out of St. Louis, Missouri, will have herself a service ace, with assistant coach Maggie Linker getting the second touch.
Link setting up again. Serve is good, passed up by Watley. DeRavel's gonna go to Drange on the outside, going cross court, dug up by Wiseman. They're gonna push that one out short on the outside, going cross court, dug up by Rodriguez. Switching things up to Pope. She'll throw over a tip. Wiseman picking that one up. The back row, a tip right to Pope. And that one will go out to Drange on the outside. Some nice coverage by the Tigers. McCarthy out of the middle will score. With that, it's gonna push Mercer Drange going back row, but Bryn Bishop's gonna sub in for her.
So it's been a bit of a different rotation scheme for the Tigers, with Bryn Bishop having more of a role in the back row for Trinity. So from Bishop.
Yeah, we've seen Lily Long, the freshman, as the OH2 for Trinity pretty consistently in the starting lineup. But this weekend in particular, Mercer Drange stepping in that role with Bryn Bishop playing back row for her. It's gonna be short back to serve for the Lynx. Current score, Trinity 12-9. Outside, Watley's gonna throw over a tip down the line. Somebody on the outside is just gonna save it, Bryn Bishop. McCarthy out of the middle, go to that deep corner and she'll score. Short getting a touch on it, but the Lynx unable to keep that ball alive. Current score 13-9, and they'll send Jenna Rodriguez back to serve with Taylor Starr stepping back on.
Trinity with pretty comfortable advantage right now, not showing signs of letting it slip. Libero to Libero on the serve, running the slide. Good pickup by Bryn Bishop. Push over to Reagan Watley. Not a kill yet, and now it is. No Lynx can follow up off the first touch. Reagan Watley, another kill. With a player that has been on the floor every year she's been with this program.
Jenna Rodriguez puts one over, a nice float passed up by Short. Somebody on the outside is blocked coverage, but Lynx unable to keep that one alive. Trinity now at 15. Rhodes at 9. Tigers extending their lead. The nice mini run here. We'll see if it can continue.
That'll be an ace for Jenna Rodriguez. Serve a bit too tough to handle for the Lynx. Trinity with an even nicer advantage, 16-9. They're looking to just completely run away with it here. Serve from Rodriguez, another tough serve. Down ball sent over by Samu. DeRavel going to Taylor Starr off of Wiseman. Free ball for the Tigers. DeRavel pushes it back for Courtney Pope, and that'll be a kill. Perfectly split that seam between Caroline Short and Emma Clark. 17-9, timeout Rhodes.
Man, the pressure is on. Definitely want to call a timeout now before Trinity gets too far away. Current score 17-9. Tigers playing really clean that last rally. Bryn Bishop putting up 2 really solid initial touches for DeRavel to set both her middle and right side, getting that nice solid execution. The Lynx are running some solid plays. We've seen some slides, some sets to the middle, a lot of outside opportunities, but unfortunately these balls are just not touching the floor. Tiger defense is really doing a good job of keeping balls in play, forcing the Lynx to either put the ball to the floor or forcing errors.
Yeah, Rhodes really needs to come out of this timeout with some sort of life on offense, because 8-point gap, it's not insurmountable, but if the Trinity starts running away even more, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, with this solid of a lead, it'll be interesting to see if Coach Jenkins puts any new faces onto the court early on in this first set. We did see some new faces yesterday in the second match, and those players did execute well, getting their first kills, first assists, etc. It was all smiles yesterday, and it's looking like that today as well. Out of the timeout, it's going to be Jenna Rodriguez back to serve for the Tigers. Lynx needing a solid serve receive here. Passed up by Wiseman. Out of the middle, off the block, Jenna Rodriguez with that initial touch. They'll go to Courtney Pope. Down the line, and that's in.
That was a perfect kill for Courtney Pope.
Yeah, right over the shoulder of Wiseman. I think she was hoping that it might be just slightly wide. But it's going to be Jenna Rodriguez back for another.
A change-up serve from Rodriguez that time. Throws off Samu, and a block for the Tigers. Reagan Watley and Taylor Starr. Block number 3 for Trinity. Man, perfectly set up there. Took Samu out of the picture off the serve.
Yeah, we don't see the Tigers throwing too many short serves. That one's going to be maybe an over-adjustment, pretty far deep out the back. But the Tigers do have a 9-point advantage. Current score 19-10, so that score is accurate on your screen now. Service up, passed by Jenna Rodriguez. They'll go to Watley on a 2, and that'll score.
Pushes a double substitution for Trinity. Josie Dayer and Connolly McWilliams. Dayer will go back to serve. McWilliams will be a weapon up front. A 10-point gap between the Tigers and the Lynx. Trinity has just looked very dominant. Really, they just haven't been making very many mistakes.
Yeah, very, very clean start for the Tigers. Everyone executing their position well. Right side opportunity here. Off speed will fall. Bryn Bishop laying out for that one. A nice change of pace there from Katensky. It's going to push their double substitution with Prest and Lukemire subbing in.
Maggie Lukemire up front on the team with their twin sister, Belle Lukemire. Not often you see that. Pushed by Reagan Watley, picked up by Wiseman. Samu swings. Good touch up front by the Tigers. Back set for Connolly McWilliams. Whistle's blown before it falls. Point for the Tigers. I believe they're calling Rachel Clark in the net. There's a Drange subs in. Sophia Burke and Eris Vera, both on for the Tigers now. So Trinity on the court has just gotten a whole lot younger.
Yeah, freshman and a sophomore subbing in, along with Marissa Drange on the outside. So definitely some youth there in the front row for the Tigers. But Tigers with a very solid lead here in this first set. Pass up by Wiseman. It's going to be put over by Samu. Right side opportunity for Sophia Burke. It's picked up. An overset, and Marissa Drange cannot put that one in the court. So that's going to be wide and a point for the Lynx. Gebhardt subbing in for Samu, back row.
We want to serve as we get another palindrome score special. I think it's the 3rd or 4th time this week.
Yeah, this weekend.
Always happy about that. Serve from Gebhardt. Handled well by the Tigers. Put over by Burke. Big swing, a great dig from Reagan Watley. And Marissa Drange makes up for the overswing. It'll be a kill for Drange, 22-12. There's Vera will go back to serve. I don't think she was expecting that. Now.
Yep.
I'll see.
The freshman's first outing behind the service line. And it's in. And it's an ace.
And the bench goes wild for Trinity. The freshman serving up an ace, 23-12, Tigers up.
Nice second serve there, passed up by Wiseman. On the right side, a block. No coverage there. And Trinity will now be at set point with the freshman, Eris Vera, back to serve.
A freshman from San Antonio, hometown kid. Serves it up. Wiseman with the serve receive. It'll be a bump set. Back row attack from Gebhardt. Easy pickup for the Tigers. Ooh, set's a bit close to the net. It'll be point for the Lynx. They call Dare in the net. They're trying to save that, but the pass was just a little too close. Olivia Wiseman serving for Rhodes. Coach Jenkins in conversation with the down official. Want to clarify the previous call, perhaps. Strong serve, bumped up for Marissa Drange. That one's not falling just yet. Great save by Wiseman. Swing from short, sent back to Rhodes side. Back row attack from Gebhardt. Good dig by Reagan Watley. Push to Drange again, but still alive, but bit of a stumble between Caroline Short and Olivia Wiseman causes it to fall. Trinity wins the first set 25-13. You know, what we can only describe as a dominant performance, Jade.
Yeah, really solid start. Arguably one of the best starts that we've seen from Trinity, specifically in a set one. Coming out on top 25-13 with some new faces. Eris Vera coming in the middle and then going back to serve there at the end. Kicking off her collegiate service run with an ace, so that's pretty exciting for her. All smiles from her bench and squad on the court. Hopefully the Tigers continue the momentum here into this second set. We have seen the Tigers have some ebbs and flows in their play historically, so hopefully they can just continue the ride to the end. But we can't put Rhodes out quite yet. Again, it's still anybody's match. Rhodes struggled a little bit to get to the ball to the floor. Trinity did a really excellent job defensively of just keeping balls in play and forcing errors. Trinity block also quite the presence, as you saw with that replay. But overall, definitely a strong start from Trinity.
Head coach for Rhodes is Peter Green. Assistant coach for Rhodes is Kirsten Still. They have some adjustments to make for this second set. Head coach for Trinity Tigers, Julie Jenkins, who the court is now named after, starting this year. New era for the Tigers in many different ways, with a lot of new things happening with the program and CalGuard Gym in general. Assistant coaches for Trinity, Maggie Linker, Brad Bullets, and Marissa Amarino. It is a very talented team for Trinity, led by a very, very experienced coaching staff. Of course, Coach Jenkins at the head of it all. Reason why the program has been so good year after year after year. We're hard pressed to remember a time where Trinity hasn't been dominant at some point.
Yeah, definitely a strong program with a lot of support, like you mentioned, with that strong coaching staff. Players getting together here, breaking out from their position huddles to a full team huddle. It'll be interesting to see if Coach Jenkins puts anyone new into the starting lineup for this second set. But overall, solid execution. As per usual, you have Reagan Watley hitting above 400 to kick things off, 5 for 11. Courtney Pope, 4 for 7. Kylie McWilliams, 3 for 5. Lauren McCarthy, 2 for 2. Taylor Starr, 1 for 4. Overall, everyone executing really well as the team hits above 400 after that first set. It's going to be the Lynx that are going to step back onto the court first, as the Tigers, per usual, use their full allocated time.
We'll see. It'll be interesting to see how Rhodes has adjusted. I know Gebhardt is out there on the court to start off the set.
I will say, at least from the press box, it did seem like the Lynx were significantly quieter than Trinity. You could hear Trinity calling out certain balls in, out, communicating very clearly, so maybe the Lynx pick that up and can get things into gear. New face on Trinity's side is going to be Verhoff, freshman setter, who we saw in the second match yesterday. But she will kick off in the 6-2 rotation with Courtney Pope. Bryn Bishop also will kick things off back to serve for most likely Marissa Drange on the outside.
Trying to get the young setter some more time. Josie Dare, one of the setters in the 6-2 rotation, a senior. They will need to find a replacement next year. First attack from Rhodes. Caroline Short, strong swing. What a great dig by Brent Bishop. Pope slams it into the Rhodes block. Both sides sending it over on one. And Reagan Watley will end the nonsense with a kill. Set up, of course, by that new face, Verhoff.
Head coach for the Lynx looking for a double called on Trinity in the midst of that play, that scramble you saw there. But the call will stand. It's going to be Bryn Bishop, short with the initial pass. Out of the middle here is a double block coverage, but the Lynx will not be able to recover. Trinity will extend their lead 2-0 here in the second set with Bryn Bishop back to serve once again.
High fives all around for the Tigers. Another serve from Bishop. Well collected by Wiseman. Back row attack from Gebhardt is in the net. Trinity up 3-0. Trinity really went into SAA play. They're welcome to the SAA game, the conference champions. They took care of in a sweep. Serve, little tipper off the net.
It's going to be right going down the line, picked up by Jenna Rodriguez. Watley with a nice strong swing, but the coverage not quite there. It'll be the first point for the Lynx.
Move from one conference to another, but Trinity, their dominance is still the same. Verhoff going to Watley, and that'll be a kill. Reagan Watley makes it 4-1 Trinity advantage.
Smart look for Watley there, recognizing that the middle was serving and then targeted her defensively. Trinity extending their lead 4-1. Jenna Rodriguez back to serve. Nice solid float there, passed up by Wiseman. Short on the outside will be blocked. Some coverage, they keep it alive, tipped over. Tigers will go to Watley on the outside, mixing in a tip. Lynx will keep it alive, a free ball opportunity. How will Trinity use it? Bryn Bishop, Verhoff to Pope on a back quick. Nice execution there from the freshman, setting Courtney Pope up. It's going to extend Tiger lead to 4. Jenna Rodriguez back to serve.
Things really clicking right now for this Trinity offense. Another strong serve from Rodriguez. That's an easy put down for Reagan Watley. Tigers go up 6-1. Verhoff really connecting with the Trinity outsides and opposites much better. When we had that start in the third set, Trinity kind of started out kind of slow. Maybe just needed some time on the court to get used to everything. Be a point for Rhodes. Make it 6-2. Double substitution for the Lynx. New face on the weekend for Rhodes. Haven't seen her yet. Mackenzie Gear, the senior setter out of White House, Tennessee. Not to be confused with the White House in Washington, D.C.
Hustle there by the Lynx, short throwing one over. Bryn Bishop keeping it alive. Watley on the outside, going high cross court. Short throw over a free ball. Bryn Bishop with the initial touch. Star out of the middle. Picked up. Out of the back row. Bryn Bishop with a dig. Pope on the right side. And that'll score off of Gebhardt's platform. Pushing the Tigers double substitution. It'll be Josie Dare and Connolly McWilliams subbing in.
Also on that double substitution for Rhodes earlier, it was Maggie Lukemeyer coming on, joining her team up front. Josie Dare gave Rhodes some troubles last time with their serve, looking to continue to give them troubles. Trinity up by 5, another strong start for the Tigers. And that'll be an ace. That serve dropped way before Wiseman thought it would. 8-2.
Interesting setup. You can see that the Lynx serve receive. They're pretty deep in the court, and that serve from Josier with a drop. Just couldn't receive it. Another opportunity for Josie. That one is deep, right to Wiseman. Outside tip, right to Watley. Tigers will go to Connolly McWilliams. Off platform of Wiseman, hustling it down, Gebhardt. So we'll see a free ball here for the Tigers. It's going to be Jenna Rodriguez with the initial touch. Reagan Watley on a 2, pretty unstoppable. And that'll send Josie Dare back to serve once again.
Trinity wanted a big bounce-back weekend after a tough outing in the Trinity National Invitational, and they have certainly responded. Another serve from Dayer. That one handled much better by the Lynx. Swing from short, dug by Bishop, but too close to the visitor section. That one will take a seat at the top row. And I suppose it'll enjoy the match from there as well. Nope, there we go. Ball back down.
It's going to be short, back to serve for the Lynx. Ball's up. Jenna Rodriguez with the overpass. Trinity unable to recover. It's had some touches there.
Short will get another serve. The ball made its way onto the court. Again, join us in the year 2050 when we add that multi-ball into volleyball.
Quick mop-up of the floor there, and it's going to be short for the Lynx, back to serve. Current score, Trinity up 9-4, so Lynx need to eat away at this deficit. And that will not help. Serve out the back. It's going to extend Tiger lead. 10-4, it's going to be Reagan Watley back to serve, and Marissa Drange will be subbing in for Bryn Bishop in the front.
Watley serve. Taken by Wiseman. Pushed out to Samu. Big swing, but sent back Rhodes' way. Back set. Try the other side, and that'll hit the antenna. Point for the Tigers. So nothing doing there for Maggie Lukemire. Trinity, 11-4 lead. Serve from Watley. Back to Wiseman. It's close to the net. Attempted put down by Taylor Starr. Didn't happen. Instead, she'll swing. Forces the overpass. Out of the back row, Reagan Watley. Good defense by Rhodes. Samu dug up by Watley. Drange pushes it through the block. Can the Lynx save it? It's possible, but not quite there. Tigers go up 12-4. This ended up being a bad angle for Wiseman.
Yeah, nice hustle there from short, but Wiseman unable to get that ball over on three. Reagan Watley back to serve. A nice solid float. Passed up by Wiseman. They're going to do Samu on an inside set. Results in a down ball. Marissa Drange here on the outside. Goes cross court. Picked up by Wiseman. Short out of the back row is going to be out the back. Looking for a touch, but no touch seen. Wiseman a little bit frustrated there, but the call will stand.
Serve from Watley. Service ace for Reagan Watley. The perfect place to put it. Rhodes thought it was going out, but it was in. 14-4. Tigers take a 10-point lead. Jade, timeout called by Rhodes. This set looking somehow even more dominant than the previous one.
Yeah, Tigers doing a great job of building off of the energy off the win from set one. And you can see the frustration on the Rhodes Lynx faces out there. Hoping that this timeout maybe gets them to shake some of that off. Come out, execute a nice solid pass, and then get their offense running. But man, it is tough. The Tiger block is really putting up a challenge, and Jenna Rodriguez in the back row is just picking up everything. So that explains for the Tiger 10-point lead here in set two. Tigers with still a solid hitting percentage. Lynx currently in zeros. So they'll definitely want to clean things up. 8 errors in the midst of about a set and a half. It's a tough start for the Lynx. And the Tigers don't appear to be taking off any pressure.
And those 7 aces for the Tigers as well. Feel as if Rhodes has been more out of system than in system in the second set because the Trinity service has just been so strong.
Yeah, definitely going to need some more communication when it comes to the Lynx's serve receive. Reagan Watley out of the timeout. Again, a 10-point lead for the Tigers. Service good, Wiseman with the pass. Out of the middle, a tip. Good read there from Clark. Catching Jenna Rodriguez.
So Hope Worley will re-enter the match for Rhodes. So from Wiseman. Touched by Drange. Swing from Connolly McWilliams, a quick kill for Trinity. They regained their 10-point advantage. And McCarthy back up front for Trinity as Taylor Starr goes back to serve. Rhodes finds themselves down by a lot once again. But they'll get a freebie. Taylor Starr's serve goes a bit long. Double substitution for Rhodes as Jenna Rodriguez re-enters the match for the Tigers. It is a new face on the court for Rhodes. First time we've seen her all weekend. Hadley Wright, sophomore right side out of Austin, Texas. She comes on with the player who just served up that error, Emma Clark. Verhoff on the court, and also on the court, Angelica Medina for Trinity. Verhoff will go back to serve. Medina will stay up front, so new face on the court for the Tigers. Serve from Verhoff is long. So 16-7. Couple of service errors in a row.
Yeah, you can see Coach Jenkins is not happy about that service error. Trinity going to be stacked on the left. We'll see if we potentially see a slide from McCarthy. Trinity still with quite a heavy lead. Current score is 16-7. Service up, passed up by Watley. Range on the outside goes cross court. Jenna Rodriguez will take this set. She'll put one up for Drange. Off the block, she'll score.
Drange will come off in favor for Bryn Bishop. Bishop's serving strength. Acknowledged by the Tigers. Had a match last year where I think she had 6 service aces in a row. Serve from Bishop. First touch by Wiseman. Pushed out. Swing from short. It's kept alive by the Tigers. Watley sends over a down ball. Back set. Long swing. And they're going to call a touch. Point for the Lynx. Good thing for that touch, because that ball was out.
Yeah, I want to say that was off the hands of McCarthy. Saw her nodding.
Rhodes waits for Trinity to wipe the floor. Meg Gebhardt in the back alongside Hope Worley, who was serving. Gebhardt, the junior, out of Fayetteville, Arkansas. Very close to my hometown, Arkansas, Bentonville. Just 30 minutes down the road. McCarthy out of the middle, picked up by the Lynx. Their attack picked up by Trinity, likewise. Watley trying to tip it, and Tigers keep it alive. Back set, attack from the 3-meter line. Good dig by Rodriguez. Watley again pushes it through the block. Well handled by the Lynx. Trying to talk to who's going to get it. And Tigers set up the block perfectly. Lauren McCarthy and Reagan Watley stop that attack. As Rhodes were kind of pigeonholed into going to one side. Jenna Rodriguez back to serve. New face on the floor for Trinity. That is Caitlin Marion, freshman middle blocker out of Denton, Texas. That's number 4.
I believe this is her first outing, potentially, as a Tiger. Outside opportunity by Short, picked up by Bryn Bishop. Jenna Rodriguez will put up a ball for Watley going cross court. Wiseman with the dig. Out of the back row, a swing is dug up by Rodriguez. Medina on the right side going cross court. And that swing from Short will score.
It is 18-9, double substitution for Rhodes. Mackenzie Gear back to serve. Maggie Lukemeyer up front. Rhodes still down by quite a bit. Gear gets the go-ahead. Serve is up. received by Watley. She'll get the attack, and that'll be a kill for Reagan Watley. 19-9. Double substitution. Josie Dare and Connolly McWilliams come on the court. The two younger players will go back to the bench. Trinity cycling through a lot of their roster.
Josie Dare serving.
Yeah, definitely fun stuff when you get such a significant lead, seeing new faces on the court and seeing how they mix in with the usual starting lineup. Tigers with a 10-point lead here with Josie Dare back to serve. She'll go cross court and out. Another missed serve for the Tigers. With that, Tigers will be stacked on the left-hand side.
Izzy Samu will be back up front for Rhodes. It's one of the more dangerous offensive rotations for the Lynx. But the Tigers have to worry about the server first. An ace for Caroline Short. That one just a communication error between Jenna Rodriguez and Brent Bishop. I'm pretty sure on who was going to take that. First touch by Bishop. It's bumped up high. Attempt from Connolly McWilliams doesn't get over the net. Caroline Short keeping the Tigers out of system for now. Timeout called by Coach Jenkins. Let's have a discussion.
Yeah, despite the lead, Tigers a little bit high error in these last handful of points, and Coach Jenkins just wanting to dial her team back in. Current score 19-12 going into the timeout. Trinity still hitting above 350. Rhodes increasing a little bit, now at 38. They were hitting, I believe, 0 going into the second set. Tigers definitely with a strong lead here, leading in pretty much all of the categories you would want to lead in. Rhodes struggling a little bit on defense. You can see Wiseman getting a little bit frustrated with herself with some of these cross-court swings from Watley.
Yeah, but Trinity, they've just been unrelenting on all sides, even with the addition of several new players into the match. Until just about now, Trinity didn't really seem like they had slowed down at all. Now having to deal with a tough server. Caroline Short is one of the best servers that Rhodes has. Just have to figure out how to keep it in system, get the attack off, get back.
Yeah, the Tigers have 3 solid options with this serve receive, so just needing a little bit better communication with those seams. It's going to be Short back to serve out of the timeout. Ball is up. Bryn Bishop taking the initial touch there. Watley on the outside going cross court to Wiseman. Samu on the outside, picked up by Rodriguez. Watley again going cross court. Samu again. Battle the outsides, and Samu will come out on top. So the Lynx with another point there, sending Short back to serve once again. Tigers looking for a side out here.
A 4-0 scoring run for the Lynx. Still some work to do for them, though. A dump from Dare, and that's what the doctor ordered. Trinity reaches 20. They're up by 7. Very deceptive from Josie Dare. Trinity had a lot of success against center with their setters dumping the ball over at least 5 or 6 times. 4 of them.
Yeah, I think they had 7. It was like DeRavelle had 4, Josie had 2, and then Veroff, I believe, had a kill as well at some point. That tip will score, so quick side out for the Lynx. But yeah, that was definitely a smart choice by Josie Dare on that last point there. Solid initial pass from Bryn Bishop, leading to that opportunity. Wiseman here with the serve. Passed up by Jenna Rodriguez. Trange on the outside, off the block, is picked up. Wiseman's going to put one up for Samu. On the outside, off the block, she'll score. So the Lynx only down by 5 now. They need to go 2 points to Trinity's 1 if they want a chance at this second set.
Strong serve from Wiseman, but a good serve receive. It'll be a kill for Connolly McWilliams. Trinity not losing any of their edge. On the court is where McCarthy rejoins, and another new face for this match at least. That is Lolo Joes. Lolo Joes will be back to serve, number 17.
Yeah, I want to say that's nearly all of the freshmen for Trinity now getting an opportunity in this match. Nice ball passed up by Wiseman. Short out of the back row, off the block. Kind of ricocheting, Drange unable to keep the ball in play. It's going to push a double substitution for the Lynx with Wright and Clark subbing in. Clark going back to serve. Joe stepping out again for Marion, so Jenna Rodriguez can step back on.
Trinity looking to close it out here with a bit of the normal rotation back on the court for the Tigers. Go ahead, given for Clark. Received by Watley, bump set. Swing from Drange was all net. It's a point for the Lynx. Clark another serve on the way. Freebie for the Tigers. Clark serves into the net. Double substitution for Trinity.
It's going to be Verhoff and Medina subbing back in for the Tigers. Again, some youth back on the court.
Trinity up by 5. Rhodes really needing to string together something because clock is nearing 12. Tough serve. Back row attack is out. 23-17, Trinity advantage.
Nice court awareness from Watley there, letting that one go over her right shoulder. Verhoff back to serve for the Tigers. Tigers 2 away from taking this second set. Nice serve there is passed up by Wiseman. Samu on the outside is blocked. Coverage is there. Right side swing, cross court, picked up by Verhoff. Medina on the right side is going to get blocked.
Meg Gebhardt will sub back in for Izzy Samu. Gebhardt will be back to serve. Maybe just 2 away. Coach Jenkins talking with the down official.
Yeah, I think Coach Jenkins asking how many substitutions she potentially has left. Ball is up, short serve. So we got Watley out of the back row. Wiseman with the initial touch. Gebhardt's going to put one up for short. And that is going to be a miss hit. Under the net. Isn't going to do the Lynx any favors. It's going to be Bryn Bishop subbing in for set point here.
Set point for Trinity. Looking to go up a dominant 2 sets. Bishop serve. Receive is a little shanked. They just try to push it over, but Trinity sends it back to them. Back set, swing from short, and that'll be a kill. Goes under the platform of Jenna Rodriguez. But still, Rhodes will have to play perfect, at least 5 to even push it into extended digits.
Yeah, it's going to be middle blocker Worley back to serve. McCarthy out of the middle will score. So solid execution for set 2 as well. Final score being 25-19. Lynx doing a little bit better than the first set, but definitely felt like the Tigers had the upper hand the entire time. We saw some new faces. Medina, Marion, Verhoff, all getting opportunities out there. So we'll see if we see maybe some new faces in the starting lineup for this third set. Overall, Tigers doing well, hitting above 300 still. Lynx hitting percentage increasing a little bit as well to 78. Really, the Lynx just struggling a little bit when it comes to serve receive, unable to get their offensive strong opportunities. And man, the Trinity defense is just something special, whether it be the block or whether it be Jenna Rodriguez, Bryn Bishop, Watley back there digging up pretty much everything. We'll see if the Lynx maybe mix in some differing shots. So far, we've seen a lot of just strong, aggressive swings, but maybe they'll mix in some tips and roll shots to try and catch Tiger defense on their heels. So far, it seems like Trinity doing everything right and Rhodes needing to figure something out going into this third set.
Rhodes trying to leave San Antonio with a winning record. They will need to flip the script at some point because, again, Trinity, even though Rhodes was catching up, it never felt like they were ever going to lose that second set. They were winning that first set all the way. it's a good opportunity for the Tigers because, you know, had these matches in the SCAC last year where young faces get to come in. Usually those games against teams like Centenary or Dallas, but now you have to do it against different teams who you're less familiar with. But Rhodes still a good team in the SAA. I think it's more of Trinity is really dominant.
good. They're just really good. Yeah, we'll see if Rhodes can get something going. I think all they need is maybe one hitter to really just shift the momentum. They can put a couple balls to the floor. Maybe that'll put some positive force behind them. You could tell even with their body language out there, it got to a certain point in that second set, and there was just a little bit of disengagement out there. So maybe we'll get some more leadership out there on the Lynx side. Coach Jenkins talking to her squad out of the gym. Again, something we normally see when the Tigers are coming off of a lost set. But so far, Tigers up 2 in this match. It's going to be the Lynx stepping out first. And the Tigers running out now. So it looks like Diervel's going to play in this set. He had Verhoff and Josie Dare in the last, so Diervel in with Courtney Pope to kick off this third. It's going to be the same middles, McCarthy and Starr out there to start with Reagan Watley.
Lolo Jose on the floor. And over at the Lynx side, you have Ashlyn Martin, new face on the floor for the weekend for the Lynx. See how that affects the lineup for Rhodes. Jenna Rodriguez back on the floor. And Trinity has done a very good job getting a lot of players, a lot of playing time. And looks like we gotta redo our libero coming on. False start, Trinity.
Just triple checking the lineup real quick.
Good thing we don't have 5-yard penalties in volleyball. I don't know what that would entail. Maybe you have to serve it 5 yards back. And Meg Gebhardt will start things off serving for the Lynx. Serve, receive close to the net, but it's perfect set and a kill immediately. Trinity off to the races. And blink of an eye, you'll miss it.
So fun when Courtney Pope goes in on a front quick. A player we saw in the middle a handful of matches last season, but so far this season, primarily on the right. Right side swings picked up by Joes. It's going to be Trinity getting called in the net, Reagan Watley. It's going to be the Lynx' first point as they send Martin back to serve.
So the serve from Martin. Good reception by Watley. Back set, the tip from Pope. 2 different ways to get a kill. Pope has showed you both of them. Raw strength or accurate tip. Pick your poison, because Courtney Pope can do it all.
Yeah, her height definitely an advantage there. Nice strong approach and can pretty much place the ball anywhere with her reach. Tigers up 2-1 here in the third set. It's going to be Verhoff in the 6-2 rotation with Connolly McWilliams. Ball is up. Wiseman with the initial pass. Short on the outside will get an opportunity. Overpass. Puts the Lynx into a scramble. It'll result in a free ball opportunity. Joes with the initial touch. Connolly McWilliams sailing that one long. Everyone pretty shocked with the lack of touch call. Even Coach Jenkins arguing that one a bit. But the call will stand, 2-2.
Well, it sends back Mackenzie Gear serving for Rhodes. Good serve receive. Running the slide with Taylor Starr. It's a kill for Taylor Starr. Tool off the block. Trinity will shrug it off and take the lead again. Watley back to serve. Versus range up front. Gear back set, running the slide. Trinity sent it back, and that'll be a point for Trinity. They stop the slide from Rachel Clark. Another serve for Reagan Watley. Due up. Trinity up 4-2. Gear pushing it to short. Short gets blocked. Rhodes keeps it alive. Another swing from short, much easier to handle for Trinity. Verhoff pushing it to Drange, and that'll be a tool kill for Marissa Drange. Been a very good weekend for Marissa Drange, who really wasn't in the lineup much for the first couple weekends, but now has made her presence really known.
Yeah, 3 solid options for the Tigers on the outside. We haven't seen Lily Long today, so maybe she'll get an opportunity. Short on the outside, going deep down the line, picked up by Watley. Verhoff throwing one over to Drange. Tough set to hit high and all the way across pretty much the entirety of the width of the court. That swing is going to be in the net, and that's going to send Short back to serve for the Lynx. Tigers still up by 2 here in set 3. Samu back in the front for the Lynx. Rodriguez with the initial pass. Drange on the outside. We'll mix in a tip. Free ball opportunity here for the Tigers. Watley taking the first. Taylor Starr out of the middle, and that'll score.
Trinity with the lead, but Rhodes is keeping up better here at the start of the third set. Taylor Starr back to serve. Good serve receive. They go to Samu, but she swings wild. Tigers up by 4.
Good watch by Starr there, letting that one sail wide. Starr back to serve once again. Current score is 7-3. Tigers with the lead once again in the third. Wiseman with the initial pass. It's going to go Lukemire on the right side. Good look by Verhoff. 2 hitting errors back-to-back for the Lynx, needing to clean that up. They want to eat away at the deficit.
So a lot of excitement in Calgary Gym for these Tigers. That serve just barely out for Taylor Starr. But still Trinity up by double the amount. 8-4 over Rhodes. Back on the court for Rhodes. Ashlyn Martin rejoined the fray up front. Serve from Wiseman. Tough serve receive. Swing from Drange. Tries the cross court, but attacking error for the Tigers.
Tigers still with a 3-point lead. Wiseman back to serve. 3 solid options for the Tigers. Just need a solid pass. Rodriguez will take it. Drange on the outside. Block, but coverage. Keeping the ball alive with Samu as she pushes that one just over Jenna Rodriguez's head. Tigers still with a 2-point lead. Wiseman is back to serve.
Yeah, it was a smart move by Samu. Trinity was bunched up, not really anybody over on the right side. Rhodes only trailing by 6, another serve for Wiseman. Tough serve receive from Marissa Drange. She gets the attack opportunity through the hands of Wiseman. It'll be a free ball for the Tigers. Verhoff going with McCarthy, and McCarthy gets the kill. Kill number 4 for Lauren McCarthy. That is 4 kills on 6 attempts, hitting very well out of the middle.
Yeah, good call there by McCarthy. You could hear her calling that A from all the way up here. It's going to push the double substitution with Dee Ravel and Courtney Pope back on the court. Ball is up, passed up by Short. Swing out of the middle will score. Martin out of the middle. It's going to push the Lynx's double substitution. It's going to be Wright and Clark re-entering. Clark back to serve, right on the the right side.
Clark serve. That's a tough serve receive for Trinity again. Pushed to Samu, and Samu will get the kill, and now Rhodes only 1 away. Some difficulties with the serve receive for Trinity. kind of keeping them out of system. So good on the links. DeRavel pushing it to Drange, and that'll be a kill. The ball comes to a dead stop under the hand of Caroline Short. Lolo Jose will be back on the floor. She goes back to serve.
Tigers with the 2-point lead. Lolo Jose, freshman, back to serve. Ball is up, passed up by Wiseman. Slide here, and that'll score. Lynx started a little bit high error in the third set, but they are stringing some points together here, putting more balls to the floor. Tiger defense maybe easing up a little bit, needing to regain the momentum. Lynx just down by 1. Gebhardt to serve. Short serve will catch Watley.
So Rhodes has officially knotted things up here in the third set. It's 10-10. Thanks to number 10, Meg Gebhardt, serving, former Fayetteville Bulldog. Serves it out this time. So ultimately a wash. Taylor Starr back up front for Trinity. Jenna Rodriguez back to serve. Not a player you want to see behind the service line if you're the Lynx. That serve handled very well. Attack from the middle. Just has to be put over by Trinity. Not a good attacking option. Caroline Short, cross-court attempt. Great dig by Jenna Rodriguez. And Courtney Pope goes down the seam. And they're going to call player in the net for Rhodes. I believe they called, I'm trying to see who they called. Didn't quite catch it. But either way, it is point for the Tigers. Break for them because that ball was out.
Yeah, the Lynx maybe reaching a little bit too aggressively, trying to block Courtney Pope. Would have been a strong, strong swing had it been a couple feet dialed back in. Out of the back row, Gebhardt dug up by Rodriguez. Watley is going to have to throw over a free ball. Wiseman with the initial touch. Short here on an inside set, off the block. Joes with the dig. Watley on a tight, tight set will score off the platform of Wiseman.
Trinity regains a 3-point advantage. Thanks to the serving efforts of Jenna Rodriguez. First touch by Wiseman, running the slide. Good dig by DeRavel. Bumped up for Reagan Watley. Hasn't hit the floor yet. Joust at the net, won by the Lynx. Trinity keeps it alive. Down ball sent over by Courtney Pope. Wiseman bumping it up. Trinity easily collects the attack. Watley swings again. Great dig by Gebhardt to keep it alive. Caroline Short swings, but it's sent back her way. What a good momentum swing in the favor of the Tigers. Long rally won once again.
It's going to be Jenna Rodriguez back there for another service attempt here. Low float, passed up by Wiseman. Tough one. It's going to result in a swing from the back row. They're going to put one up here for Pope. Off the block. Some coverage. Gebhardt out of the back row once again will score. Going back to back, Gebhardt with some back row attacks. She'll come out on top with her second attempt there in that rally. Trinity still with a lead. Current score 14-11. Passed up by Jenna Rodriguez. A dump will score. Man, DeRavel, great court awareness this weekend. That has to be maybe her 6th or 7th successful dump on the overall weekend, with 4 in the later match yesterday. But it's going to be Verhoff and Connolly McWilliams in the 6th rotation back on the court.
And that, wow, that was close, but just not in for Verhoff. Good aggressive serve. Will be Mackenzie Gear. Rhodes Down by 3. This is the closest they've been to the Tigers. That's consistently. And it'll be just a throw over from Taylor Starr. Caroline Short swings it. Well, that's long. 16-12, Trinity advantage after the Rhodes attacking error. Marissa Drange back up front for the Tigers. Reagan Watley to serve.
Passed up by Gebhardt. They'll go right back to her on the back row. Off speed, picked up by Verhoff. A free ball. We'll see how the Lynx use it. They're going to go to short on a 2, picked up. Tigers will just throw one over. Right side swing down the line, and that's going to be into the antenna. Another error, that one coming from Luke Meyer.
So Reagan Watley, another serve earned by the Tigers. Gear shifts it over to short, but nothing going there. Tigers block it. Ooh, tough down ball sent over. Trinity sends it back on 1. That's set too close to the net. Trinity just puts it down.
It's going to be an early whistle, so it will be a replay. Maybe the Lynx getting some help there, as it was a tough scramble on their side. Might have potentially been able to get over, or tough serve from Watley. Gebhardt out of the back row once again. Picked up by Verhoff. Jenna Rodriguez is going to put one up for Drange. A little bit of a mishit there. Lynx will go to their middle. Throw over. Verhoff with the initial touch. Rodriguez to Connolly McWilliams cross court. And that will be a Tiger point. The dig going pretty much right into the antenna. So that ball getting called out on the Lynx. Tigers extending their lead with Watley back to serve.
Touch from Wiseman. They set it up for Short. Short pushes it over. Tigers having some trouble dealing with it. Free ball for the Lynx. Gear. Back set, but a great dig from Verhoff. Connolly McWilliams will get the kill. Tigers go up by 7. Kill number 7 for Connolly McWilliams. Timeout called by Rhodes, as it is truly crunch time now for them. They were keeping it close. They had, at some point, this game was 10-10, and then Trinity just blasted off.
Yeah, a little bit of a lull there in the Trinity defense, which allowed the Lynx to inch their way back in, but they have cleaned things up, and a great placement there from Connolly McWilliams, just turning that one back down the line over Wiseman's shoulder. So far, Lynx doing a little bit better than they had in, set 1 and set 2. But when it comes to the energy on the court, you could definitely see and feel the Tigers just look like they want it a little bit more. So we'll see if this is the timeout that the Lynx need to kick them into gear a little bit. Trinity definitely in a solid position to sweep this match in 3 if they really want it. Current score 19-12 with the Tigers stepping back onto the court first. Out of the timeout, it's going to be Miss Reagan Watley going back there to serve with Marissa Drange in the front row, along with Taylor Starr and Connolly McWilliams. Freshman setter Verhoff. And you got Jenna Rodriguez, of course, ready to go. Serve is up, and that'll be an ace out of the timeout.
20-12, Trinity up. It's been a while since we've had a Sunday match here in Calgard. Something that just is going to come with the SAA with travel schedules. Serve from Watley. Little long. 20-13. They have robbed the palindrome special potential, unfortunately. If Trinity was scored, it would have been 21-12. Caroline Short back to serve. Verhoff going to the middle. Taylor Starr can't put it down, but the Lynx could not figure out how to get back into system. It is 21-13. McCarthy back up front. Taylor Starr back to serve. Trinity just 4 away from sweeping their opening weekend of conference play.
Yeah, Tigers executing well here. Wiseman with this initial pass. Samu on the outside will get an opportunity. She'll go long cross court, and she'll score in that back foot of the court. Nice execution there. Jenna Rodriguez is going to step back on along with Martin in the front row for the Lynx as Wiseman back to serve.
The reception by Watley. Dump attempt, and that one will fall. I think this is our second match in a row where 3 different Trinity setters have all successfully had a dump, and a new face will be coming on the court for the Tigers. That is number 2, Madison Smith, freshman out of Gunter, Texas. Middle blocker, 6 foot. Yeah, we have nearly cleared the lineup.
Almost every Tiger getting a shot in this match. I want to say this is Smith's first outing as a Tiger, at least at home. Right side opportunity here, a tip. Picked up by Pope. Tigers almost able to keep it alive, but it's going to fall. So a quick point for the Lynx. It's going to push their double substitution. It's going to be Wright stepping in front right, as well as Clark going in to serve. She'll have hands. Tigers stacked on the left. Wally with the initial pass. Rodriguez will put one up for Drange, going off the block, and she'll score. Quick side out for the Tigers. It's going to be Joe's subbing in for Drange back row.
23-15. Trinity, in all likelihood, going to walk out of here with a sweep of the Lynx. Serve from Joe's. First touch by Short. We'll push it to Samu. Big swing, great dig by Jenna Rodriguez. Going to Reagan Watley. It's a kill. Match point for Trinity. That is kill number 13 for Reagan Watley. One of many Tigers that has had a very, very nice day offensively.
Yeah, Tigers making it look pretty darn easy out there. Joe's serving it into the net. Tigers still at set point here, or match point, really.
Gebhardt will go back to serve for the Lynx. It's gonna take a lot of perfection from Rhodes at this point. Tough position. Change up serve, easily taken by Watley. And that's it. What a way to end it. Tigers get the sweep of the Rhodes Lynx. They win set 3, 25-16, and Madison Smith has all the reason to be one of the happiest players on that court. What a way to get your first kill.
What a fun end to the match. Smith, I believe that's her at least career first point at home, from what I can recall. And man, it was all smiles on her face, her team rushing out to cheer her on. What a solid weekend for the Tigers.
Trinity 3-0 on the weekend. They will be on top of the SAA standings alongside Southwestern as the 2 SCAC teams come into the SAA and leave the first weekend 3-0. We'll see what happens next weekend at the SAA Megapod, where both sides will head, and a lot of cheering as they jump around Madison Smith. A lot of excitement for the young players by the entire team for Trinity. Well, that'll be it for the SAA pod here in San Antonio. We'll run you through some stats. Reagan Watley led Trinity in kills with 14, hit 406. Very solid day at the office for Reagan Watley. Courtney Pope, 8 kills, and he hit 533. Connolly McWilliams, 7 kills, hit 333. Lauren McCarthy, 4 kills on 6 attempts. That's good for 667. A lot of really good hitting percentages for these Tigers. And for the Lynx, Izzy Samu led the way, 8 kills, hit 300. Caroline Short, one of a couple players that the Tigers just kept really hitting in the mud. 6 kills, but hit 0. And for Trinity, it was 7 blocks on the day. Classic Tiger match. Nation leader in blocks, so expect nothing less from them. As a team hitting 374. That is one of the best hitting percentages that the Tigers have had all year. Now, coming up for Trinity Tiger fans, they go to Mount Berry at that SAA Megapod. They draw Oglethorpe to start things off at 10:30 Central Time on September 27th. Then they will play Sewanee later on in that day at 4 p.m. Central Time. Then the next day on Sunday, September 20th, they play Millsaps at 10:30 Central Time. So be sure to tune in to Berry's coverage of that. They'll have a lot of work cut out for them over at Berry College, because that's going to be a lot of volleyball being played at one location. Meanwhile, Rhodes fans, the links will also be there, because everybody will be there. If you're not an SAA volleyball fan, be there or be square, I suppose. Mount Berry, they will draw Sewanee at 9:30. That's a central start time. That's an early match against the Sewanee Tigers. Then they will play Southwestern later on at 3 Central Time. And on Sunday, they will play Oglethorpe at noon Central Time. Well, for everybody in the control room, Jade Schoenberger, our executive producer, Josh Machugemba, thank you for joining us for some excellent SAA volleyball action. A new era has started here in San Antonio. Tigers get the sweep of Rhodes. I've been Reed Rosales. Thank you for joining us on the Tiger Network.
Every morning, we rise, ready to meet our human potential, to take that next incremental step, to do the hard work that changes. Set in our preparedness and confidence in that moment when you know, I've got this. And then we rise. Each of us, all of us. We rise as passions coalesce in research, art, athletics, and beyond. We rise to the challenge of inquiry and discovery through undergraduate research and hands-on learning. We rise through the personal attention of a small college, fueled by large university resources. We rise to the need for listening across differences, teaching the art and the act of conversation. We rise to the sounds of a vibrant, diverse, and culturally rich city, and we reflect it. At Trinity University, we recognize that you are here because you are ready to rise. And through a love of learning and a life of learning, we will challenge you to always reach beyond the horizon. Because your future awaits.